Today, you're going to have to decide if something is linear or not. So that's the title of the notes. So they're probably going to start out giving you graphs on the homework. So let's take a look at a few graphs. All right, let's start with this graph right here. Is this graph linear or not?
No.
Why not, Katie?
Because it's not a straight line.
And it's got a curve. Good, good. You should be able to look at a graph and tell if it's going to be a straight line or not. That one's clearly got a curve, not linear. What about this one?
No.
Nope, it curves as well. What about this one?
Yes.
Yes, that is a straight line. Okay, so if the graph is not linear, we're definitely not going to write any type of equation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If the graph is linear, then they may ask you to write the equation for it. And let me put some numbers over here. Let's go ahead and write the equation. All right, if they do ask me to write the equation, what two things do I need to find? Kyson?
The y-intercept.
And the what?
The slope.
Yep. So who can help me find the slope on that graph way over there? How do I find the slope of a graph? Alex? Rise over run. So let's see what it rises. From here to here, how much does it rise?
5.
Good. And what's the run?
1.
Do y'all agree that the slope for this graph is 5 over 1?
Yep.
All right, so what am I going to put over here in my equation?
5 over y.
You can put 5 over 1x, or you can just put 5x. Either way. All right, how about the y-intercept? Who can help me find the y-intercept? Colton, go ahead. 10, do y'all agree with Colton?
Yes.
That this graph crosses the y-axis right there at 10? So what do I need to put over here?
10 plus 10.
Plus 10. So the equation for that graph over there, it is linear, and the slope is 5, and the y-intercept's 10, so the equation is y equals 5x plus 2. Questions so far? All right. What if they give me a table? How can we look at a table and tell if it's going to be linear or not?
Change in y over change in x.
All right, let's see what the change in y over change in x is. How much does it change here?
4.
4. What does the x change? What about here?
4.
What about here? Oh, we can say it's linear, right?
No.
Keep going. What's the next change in y?
5.
Over.
1.
Is this table going to be a straight line?
No.
Why not?
They're all
Thank you. The change in y and the change in x must be the same all the way through the problem. Does that make sense? So this is not linear because that slope, 5 over 1, is different than 4 over 1. Nope, not a linear. What if I change this number to 15? It is now linear because the slope is the same. And now let's write the equation. What would be the slope for this bad boy? 4, because the slope is 4 over 1. And what's the y-intercept? Is that right? 3? How do you know that 3 is the y-intercept?
It starts at 0.
0.
Good. Remember, the y-intercept is where x equals 0. So then we would put plus 3 there. Questions? All right. Then the last thing on the homework is they're going to give you a word problem and ask you if the word problem or situation is linear or not. Let's see. Every point on the next test is worth 5 points. Or every question, not every point. Would this situation of every question on the next test being worth 5 points be linear or not?
Yes.
You sure?
Constant.
Yes, yeah.
Y'all agree with what Phoenix said? Isn't every question worth 5 points?
Yes.
So if I get one question right, I get 5. If I get 2 correct, I get 10. If I get 3 correct, I get 15. Isn't it going up 5 points every time I get a question right?
Yes, sir.
I agree. It is linear.